That wouldn't be fair for me to get you guys right on like the next thing. If you could get the salmon paper out with your staff and the exercise that we worked on. I guess the pink one.
You happen to have an extra one?
This is my only extra, I think. The staff paper. Here, you could use this one instead. I would like you to start right now by refreshing your memory up at the top with the finger numbers. I won't go through each one. Just notice that the thumb, you know, when we say good job, we never go like this. We always go like this. You're number 1. So that's going to be our first finger. And this is just a brief review of the CDE groups and FGA groups under the 3 black keys and under the 2 black keys. Last time we met, we drew the treble clef pattern in C position. Today, I would like you to take the time to draw the left hand position underneath your drawing of the top line. First, you're going to start by drawing the bass clef, and I'll go ahead and instruct you how to draw a bass clef. So grab your pencil, find the second line from the top, and go ahead on that line, draw a dot or circle, fill it all in, and you're going to go to the right and draw somewhat of half a heart and 2 dots on the first space and the second space from the top. Okay? And then you're going to find your C on the 3rd space down and D, and you can go ahead and fill these in so it lines up with the right hand notes. So you have C, and after C we play D. After that, we have E, and at this point, I'm going to actually bring the stem down.
Why does that happen again?
I'm putting the stem down because as a theoretical thing that we like to study is when the notes are up here, the stems will cover most of the staff. If the note is down here and we bring the stem down, then the stem will stick out of the 5 lines. So when the note is lower, in this region, we like to put the stem going up. So it covers, you know, most of the staff. We don't want notes down here with the stem just sticking down like that. Okay. And then we have F and G. So far we have C, stem up, D, stem up, E, F, G with stem going down, and we will come back descending. G, F, E, D, C. Now as you're doing this, make sure that your notes are lining up with the right hand, since you'll be looking at these simultaneously as you play. Okay, so far the relationship between C, D, E, F, G, F, E, D, C, we discover that because the notes are next to each other, the interval is a second, right? Now from this point, we're going to skip to the next space and find our E. Then we skip again to G. Okay, and back down to E. And down to C again. Good. Awesome. So now all you have to do is descend.
Descend?
Come back down to C. And then now you'll play thirds or draw thirds.
That's every other one, right?
Right, exactly. Exactly. So you will just went up right now. You just have to come back down.
Okay.
Great. After you've done that, please place your left hand 5th finger on C and your right hand 1st finger on the middle C underneath the TV screen or the screen up at your on your keyboard. So we have this nice C position. Okay. Okay, you can take your time drawing. Go ahead and finish drawing first. We'll go ahead and begin playing. Unplug your keyboards, please. Your headphones. Okay, so we'll play this pattern. And 3-note chord. Okay. 1, 2, ready, begin. Now every other one. Now all 3 notes together at the same time. Try that. Yeah, it will take a little bit of coordination, right? So what you just did at the very end, they're called 3-note chords. Let's label that. So we have, okay, so go ahead and label that for yourself at the end, because we will be taking a look at some other 3-note chords for your pieces today. Okay. Brandon, how are you doing?
I'm doing alright right now.
Great. Let me know if you have any questions. We'll play this once more, and then we're going to actually transpose for the first time today and go to G position. Now, let me just fill all this in for you so we don't have to. Switch gears back and forth. Now, as you were playing, you might have noticed that at the very end, I was playing 2 counts. This should be half notes. 2 counts for the C and 2 counts for the 3-note chord. So let's just keep in mind that we want to distinguish the quarter note, the 1-count note, and the half note, the 2-count note. Okay? Let's try this one more time on C position. Yes?
How do you turn this on? Press this button, but it doesn't.
I think, there's like 2 plugs on there. Go ahead and do this and see. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Alright, in C position. Great, got your position. 1, 2, ready, begin. 1, 1, every other one. 1, 2, 3-note chord. 1, 2. Good, alright. What's that?
What's the 3-note chord?
3-note chord is when you're playing the thumb, the 3rd finger, the middle finger, and then the 5th finger. So that takes a little bit of coordination.
For both hands?
Yeah, both hands. So 6 notes at once.
Okay.
So unless you've really tried this, like EJ has experience just dueling on the piano, unless you've tried it before, finding that coordination takes a little bit of time. Okay, now this was in C position because we started on C, where your left hand 5th finger was on C, and your right hand 1st finger was on C. We're going to now look for G position. That means your right hand thumb needs to look for a G and place your neighboring fingers on the white keys. And then left hand 5th finger will be on another G. Okay, please find your G position. We won't write this down today on our staff paper, but I want to be able to share this with you so that way you understand how transposing works.
Are we moving up the scale or down?
You could go either way. I would go up just because like the center of the body, it'll just fit a little bit better. Yeah, let's make sure that we also have good distance away from the piano. Okay, great. So right now you're in C position. So we want to move, yeah, you can go down here too.
Okay.
G position and 5th finger on G. Nice hand position. Okay, almost your right hand on G. Great, and you found your G major chord. We're going to look at our music and just start on G, realizing that we're going to play seconds all the way going up, coming back down, playing thirds on G, coming back to G, and playing the 3-note chord. So you'll have the same patterns, now just in G position. Okay? 1, 2, start on G. Amy, could you try that for us by yourself?
Oh, jeez.
Just go ahead and put it out there. It's okay.
Okay.
And every other. Uh-huh.
I'm so uncoordinated. Something like that.
Good. Very nice. So I definitely heard the seconds and
really
the
think about it.
chords. Right. Brendan, would you like to try that on your own?
Okay. Wait, I missed one, I think.
Yeah, one of them, and then 3-note chord. Very close. You know, having that self-realization is also important. Thank you. EJ, please.
Yeah, sure.
Great. Good. Very nice job. Okay, please take out Chant of the Monks. We studied this last time we met. I don't think I sent you a copy of this past time, but the week before I've given you a copy. EJ, do you have a copy from last week?
No.
Last week's book? Okay. You can use this.
I have a question.
Yes.
Is there a way to place your hands so that you can press the keys a little easier? Are they supposed to be up? Are they down?
Very nice question. What you want to do to give you a little tutorial on how to position your body, you want to make sure that your hands are a good distance away from the keys, so that way our hands, our elbows are not behind us or too far in front of us, but just slightly in front of us, okay? And then make sure both of your feet are grounded, so that way your weight is distributed evenly between the right side and the left side, okay? And at this point, you want to make sure that your hand is in the same position you are when you're walking. Basically just a nice round hand position, relaxed round hand position. And you may be asking yourself, what about my wrist? Your wrist is just going to be straight, parallel with the floor. So it should be neither up like this or down like this, like you're riding a motorcycle. So we want to make sure that it's just parallel with the floor. Okay, so you can think about it like that. And as you play, there could be some flexibility in your wrist. You don't want to, keep your wrist too tight. But generally you want to keep your wrist pretty leveled with the floor. Okay, let's try Chant of the Monks at this time. As a little review.
I'm sorry if I have another question about it.
Yeah.
Because it seems
Absolutely.
like there's a bass in the treble clef. Some of the notes they're not the same as they on both lines. Is that true?
So.
Like for this one and this one.
Like
some of them are different as they go on. Are they supposed to match or are they not supposed to match?
In terms of letter names, they should be the same. They should be the same. I'm trying to look for the music in this book. I think it's also in here. I'm not quite understanding the question. I have it here.
Never mind. That's for something else I was looking at.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're asking me, if you look actually in this picture, for Chant of the Monks, we're only using the notes that you have played today in the C position. The left-hand note, as you can see, has the letter names filled inside, while the right-hand note, there are no extra clues besides what you see on the staff. But you have the option to look at the left-hand letter names, so that way your hands are playing both keys at the same time, the same keys at the same time. Okay, so if your left hand is C, your right hand will be playing C. Left hand D, right hand plays D. Okay? Let's go ahead and start at the beginning. Does that kind of answer your question?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, great. Alright, so in the C position, looks like we're going all the way up from C, D, E, F, G, back down, And students, can you please tell me the letter name that we are going to hold for 2 counts? The first note that we will hold for 2
E.
counts. Yes, E, exactly. Okay, and then we continue descending. After holding the E for 2 counts, we go down to D, C, D, E, F. Don't go to G. We're going to come back to E. And now what are we holding for 2 counts?
The D.
D, exactly. And for 4 counts, we will hold C. Okay? And that will repeat, that entire 5 measure phrase will repeat in piano sound. Okay, but right now just try to focus on the letters that you see on your music. 1, 2, ready, begin. C, D, F, G, H, E, 2. D, C, D, E, F, E, D, 2. C, 2, 3, 4. C, D, E, F, G, F, E, 2. D, C, D, E, F, E, D, 2. C, 2, 3, 4. Thank you. Any questions about Chant of the Monks? Now you will play as a class just that much, and I have a teacher's part in here that I am going to be playing. So I will build on to the melody that the students will be playing as I play my part. Try not to get distracted and stay with each other. I'll try to sing your part while I play a different part. Okay? 1, 2, ready, begin. Nice job staying together as a class. Okay, now from the photocopies that I asked you to print, please take out Stargazing. So it's under Bridal March actually. Bridal March, Stargazing. And Round, Bells in the Distance. We will actually start with Stargazing. Okay, and with your pencil, I would like you to circle all the middle C's. So after you have it with you?
I have it.
Okay.
Both of them?
Yeah, so get out Stargazing first under Bridal March. You don't? Oh, Bells in the Distance. This. Okay, I think I have one copy. Okay, it's Stargazing. That's okay. Now the air conditioner's a little wild in here.
I know, it sounds like we're taking off.
Please circle the chord you see in Stargazing and find all the middle C's on the ledger line for Stargazing.
Oh, that's right. I'm on the last two.
Last two.
Oh, you're Stargazing.
What else are we missing?
On the last one, which was after.
Oh yeah,
Detachment.
this one. Oh, okay.
Yeah, this one.
Okay. Well, as we go along, if you need the copy, I have one extra. Okay. You're welcome. So let's go ahead and go through stargazing. Circle all of your C and the chord. You'll notice that the chord is the last thing you play for 2 counts on the left hand. So right now we're doing stargazing. Yeah. So the chord, all of your C's and your chord. I'm going to actually have you do an exercise with me, so please pull your piano lids down. Keep the piano on. As we go through this, I would like you to learn to tap and count verbally out loud with your right hand all the way to this point. At this point, we will tap with our left hand, okay? And then we'll go back to tapping with our right hand and go back to tap with our left hand. You're going to use your entire hand to tap. So I will start to demonstrate the first line. Okay, and we want to count out loud all together. I'm using my entire hand so we just feel the rhythm and the beat as a class together. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2. Notice at the very end, the right hand note is a 4-count note, a whole note. So that means you will hold onto your right hand while you play. In addition, add on with your left hand. So let's count and tap from the beginning. Okay, so pull your piano lids down so you have somewhere to tap. Okay, we'll start at the very top. 1, 2, count out loud. 1, 2, 1, 2, right hand. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, left hand. 1, 2, right hand. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, left hand. 1, 2. So as you notice at the top line, whenever we play the top line, we always utilize our right hand. And the bass clef notes, we use our left hand. That's why we just kicked in the left hand out of nowhere, and then we return to the right hand. Open up your pianos and find your C position. We'll go ahead and play this piece. To give you a little reminder to find that second note, you all know that the first note is C. I gave you a little silly connection last week for you that treble clef, if she was a woman, if she was a female, she has a belly button, right? Mrs. Treble Clef has a belly button. And on that belly button line, do you remember what note that was?
Is it D?
G.
G, exactly, yeah. So if you notice in stargazing, that second note, it's on that second line where the belly button is. And we go back to C and go back up to G. Does that make sense? Okay, and then after that we slope down from G. What's one down from G, students?
F.
F, right? And then we keep going down, do you not?
Yeah.
F, and then go down to E, and then D, and then C, and respond with the left hand, which finger number?
G.
G, finger number 1, and we return to playing the C. Let's go ahead and give this a shot as a class. Okay. So right hand, 1, 2, ready, right hand, C2, G2, C2, G2, now F, E, D, E, C2, G2, C2, G2, C2, G2, left hand, 3-note chord. Yes, so both times here you'll be playing with your left hand.
Oops.
Okay. Good, you got it. So right hand all the way through, and this is a little bit, so right hand all the way through, and you need to bring your eyes down here to play with the left hand. And then again, right hand all the way through, and then the left hand plays a 3-note chord. Okay, let's try that one more time.
What's the 3-note chord? It's
Yeah, the 3-note chord is what we practiced at the end of that exercise after you played all the seconds and you played all the thirds. That's what we call a 3-note chord, and that's what you have right here with the left hand. Okay. 1, 2, ready on C. C to G to C to G to F E D E C to left hand G to second line C to G right hand C to still right G to F E D back up and C to 3-note chord. 1, 2. Exactly. Good. So that's something for you to practice. Before we move on, I want to ask if there are any questions regarding this piece.
So, I have one actually.
Yes.
So we were just practicing with our right hand at the moment, or was it?
We are adding everything together. I just had to take a look at the left hand because it is happening at different times.
Oh, yeah.
You play all with the right hand and then play with the left hand. Play all with the right hand and then play with the left hand. So you won't necessarily be playing simultaneously for this piece. Let's go on to round and round. Okay. Now here you'll notice that we also have 3-note chords. 3-note chord meaning 3 notes are stacked on top of each other because you will be playing at the same time. Please circle the 3-note chords you see in round and round. Okay, now take your salmon paper out, the chord paper. And you'll notice that in round and round, put round and round and the salmon paper, the SAF paper right next to each other, because you'll need to compare some things in both music, both sheets. Okay? Now you found your 3-note chord for round and round. Now what I would like you to do is label if it's a second or a third for the first measure. So let's take a look at the first measure. We have a space note, space note, space note. In here, this entire section covers seconds because we're going from line, space, line, space, line, space, line, space. If you look down here where the left hand is, we'll see space note, space note, space note, space note, meaning that we will be skipping the notes to play thirds. Now up here for round and round, you'll notice that we have space note, space note, space note. So would you label that as seconds or thirds?
Thirds.
Thirds. So let's go ahead and write thirds up at the top. Now take a look at the second measure. You'll notice that it's the same thing. So we'll also label the second measure as thirds, meaning that we're skipping keys in between our fingers. Now the third measure, we're going from line, space, line, meaning that the keys are next to each other. So the interval, do you think it'll be seconds or thirds?
Seconds.
Seconds. So we'll label it as seconds. Okay? Down at the second line, please go ahead and finish writing your seconds and thirds for each measure. Exactly. And then the same thing happens here. So let's label as thirds. And then once you get to this point, we're going from space, line, space,
So it's
line.
seconds.
Exactly. So we have seconds up there. Okay. I will play this first for you, and as I play, I would like you to go ahead and listen to the distance of the notes, depending on if it's a second or a third. Three-note chord, three-note chord. Okay, another reminder what we talked about last week. Please look up here before you start playing. We talked about Mr. Bass Clef, and he had a big nose, right? And on that nose, we had a note. Do you remember which key that was on Mr. Bass Clef's nose? When we met? That was going to be, yeah, F, exactly. And the second line, we're going to skip. We're going to jump all the way to the second line on Mr. Bass Clef's nose to F. So let's go ahead and circle that and label that key with F. So that way when you get to that point, you'll be able to go right to it. At this time, go ahead and put your headphone jacks in, and I'll give you some time, individual time, to work on round and round and go back to stargaze. What is that, stargazing?
And then some of the other one?
I think it's like here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Try sitting back just a little bit. To sit up a little bit taller so that way your wrist in a good position. Exactly. Do you have any questions?
So are we doing this is different than this, right?
Right.
These are the same.
Exactly.
So one and one the other?
Yeah, so
Or-
all of this will be with the left hand, and only these will be with the right hand.
Oh, okay.
All of this will be with the left hand, and then these two
gotcha.
are only with the right
Okay.
hand. So that's usually the treble clef, you play with the right hand, and bass clef, usually you play with the left hand.
Okay.
So here too, to give you the similar information, here are treble clef notes. And treble clef notes, all the way you want to play with your right hand.
Okay.
And then the lower line, the lower staff, you'll play with your left hand. So the left hand won't be doing anything until we get to this point.
Oh, that's what it means.
Mhm. And then here, we start again with your right hand, all the way through. And finally, your left hand gets to play the 3-note chord.
Okay.
Okay?
Does that mean I play the left hand with this one? not the
Yeah.
G2?
Yes, exactly. So just right hand, and then left hand G.
Mhm.
Just right hand, and then left hand 3-note
Oh.
chord.
Okay.
So it's a 3 count instead of a 4? Or
The 3-note chord?
3, yeah, that's what I mean.
Oh, yes, yes. We
3
covered
instead of 4. and
Right.
That's what that means.
Mhm.
What does that mean?
Oh, this line, it means to play legato. So instead of having breaks in between the keys, to play it as smoothly as possible.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you're looking into like the deeper levels. I like it. Okay, now start deciding which piece you want to play for the rest of the class, either stargazing or round and round, and then we will do a little mini performance for each other on either piece, whatever you're more comfortable with. I'll give you a couple more minutes. Okay. Let's go ahead and have you unplug your pianos, both the headphone and whatever the other jack is for. AJ, would you like to start with the piece of your choice? Please let us know.
Just pick
What...
anything?
Yeah, either one.
Oh, yeah, okay. Sure.
Round and round or stargazing?
I can do round and round.
Okay. Catching the difference between the first and second lines. I really heard the difference there. A nice pull. So you really heard the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 as he was playing. Amy, would you like to play next for us?
Sure.
You're definitely getting the hang of it on the right hand. Okay, Brandon.
Round and round?
No, either one.
Oh.
Did you want to play stargazing?
Yeah, I guess.
Sure.
Whoops. Can you start over?
Sure.
I think my hand placement's a little off.
Where are you? Take your time to find the C position, right in front of the screen.
Okay.
So find your thumb on the middle C. Did you get that?
I think it is.
Okay. So right in front of the screen, find the C. So here's your screen. Alright, so let's go ahead and look for the C under the 2 black keys.
Oh.
Exactly, that'll be where your right hand needs to be.
Oh,
Perfect. Perfect, and good rhythm, nice pulse going on. That 3-note chord is not too easy for some of you. You know, when do we ever do this? In our lifetime.
Is there any trick to it, or you just have to practice?
There's a little bit of something you could do psychologically to it. You can practice the thirds between the first and third finger, and then practice the fifth, and then kind of just try to add those together. So you're doing 1 and 3 at the same time, because that's pretty easy to manage, and 1 and 5 is pretty easy to manage. So you kind of sensitize those tips to approach at the same, exactly. So some of it is mental, some of it is just getting used to. Okay, please take a look up here. And while I'm doing this, can you please take the worksheet out that I sent as a Word document? Good. Great, okay. Now, we're starting to get pretty familiar with the distance of seconds, which are space to line or line to space, just neighboring notes, right? And we're also getting familiar with thirds, going from space to space or line to line. It doesn't matter if we're going up or down, they're still going to be the same interval. Now, just to give you another reminder of our landmark notes, these 3 notes are called landmarks because whenever we're in a position to identify a note, we want to have some guidelines. We don't want to always count C, D, E, F, G to always find that G. So I have this information for you so that way if you ever need to find a note like this, you have in your mind, okay, this is our G, And right above G, seconds up from G, what do we have? G, A, exactly. So right now, if you notice, there are 3 questions in your worksheets. The first question is, what is the closest landmark note? Okay, so for the first one, the closest landmark note is G. Alright, so let's go ahead and fill in the line with
Do you
G.
have an extra sheet, by the way?
I actually don't have one. Do you have a notebook paper? Let's see if there's staff paper, notebook paper.
You can take this one, I have some paper. Right
Oh,
here.
you do?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sorry.
He's got me covered here.
Okay.
Let's get some notebook paper.
Great, thank you, Jay. Okay, so the first question is, where is the closest landmark node? It's going to be G. How far is the interval from the landmark node? Is it seconds or thirds?
Second.
Seconds, exactly. Okay, and then the third question, we're taking a look at this note right here. The third question is, what is the note? The closest landmark node is G, seconds from the landmark node, and we've already discovered that it was an A. Okay, and please draw this note, and try to draw the treble clef also, so that way we can distinguish what is going on. Okay. We'll go on to the next note. What is the closest landmark note? Is it going to be middle C, treble G, or bass F to this note?
F.
F, exactly. So we'll go ahead and fill in the next number 2, so to speak. Go ahead and do F. Okay. How far? What is the interval between this blue note and the F? Is it going to be seconds or thirds?
Third.
Third, we have a line to a line.
The first one is
An A.
E.
This one up here?
For the second one.
This one? No. I'll go to you.
Oh, I don't have it though. By Mr. Bass.
By Mr. Bass,
It's-
F.
which
F.
is F, okay.
On Mr. Bass, is F. Right. We kind of have to see, like, you're waiting for an elevator, and which one will come to you first. You know? Which one's going to come to you first? Okay? So label this key, please. Third down from F. So we have to do the alphabet backwards. F, E,
E,
and
G.
D.
Yeah, D.
Okay, so that's the blue one. We'll go on. Is this kind of making sense? It's a new way to think about it, but it'll help you. Since this is a basic fundamental class, I thought this information is necessary for you to know. Okay, on to the next one. What is the closest landmark note? F, C, or G? If you were standing and you're waiting for the elevator, which key would come to you first?
C.
C. Okay, so that would be your first answer. The closest landmark note is C,
Wait,
How-
how do you know that?
because if you take a look at all the lines and spaces,
Oh, okay.
this is pretty much the closest one to this orange note. Okay. Now ask yourself, how far, what is the distance between the C and this orange note? Is it going to be a second or third? I see a line note and a space note. So determine for yourself what the interval is going to be. Okay, after you found that, what was the interval?
Second.
Seconds. So we have a note above C. C, and what's right
G.
above? Yeah, we have D.
Oh.
The second one was F and E, right?
Yes, F and D, because we went thirds down.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that key should be on the line.
Oh.
Yeah, that blue maybe you can see.
So I
There's
had
a
line, but it wasn't going.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Here. 3 more. Now I'm going to just draw 3 other notes, and I want you to try it on your own. The first one, I'll do it with the green. That's a line note. So answer the 3 questions for yourself, and please let me know if you have any additional questions. That's the 4th one. The 5th one. The 6th one. Oh, we already did that one. How are we doing? Any questions? Pretty confident? So what do we get for number 4, or the 4th one? What's the final answer for this green note? Did you all get B?
B.
Great. G, A, B. Okay. Now this note, the closest landmark note was C. Second below C is going to be B, another B. Okay. Here we have an F. And underneath that F, for number 6, our final answer should be E.
E.
Okay, please get out waltzing. Here, I just put it into a horizontal perspective for you, because as you can see, music in here, it's very vertical, but we obviously play the piano horizontally, so we have to kind of shift what we know up here to the keyboard. The middle C is the C right underneath your screen. We already discovered that a couple weeks ago. And then the treble G on the belly button line is going to be the G above middle C. Okay? Now, the bass F is going to be below the middle C. So don't get confused with the F and G up here. They are going to be on the opposite sides of C. Any questions so far? We're all good? In waltzing, we are going to be playing with middle C and bass F. and we're not going to be in the traditional 5-finger pattern. And please fill in the little box the note that you recognize for the first measure and then the second measure. So for the first measure in that little box, we should see an F. And the second measure, you should recognize that note as the middle C. For both pieces, you're going to be playing with finger number 3. Do you see the 3s? Right here and right here. With your left hand, please place your finger number 3 on the bass F. With your right hand, please place your finger number 3 on C. Okay? Try playing those 2 notes at the same time. Ready, set, go. Play. Awesome. Okay. I want to walk through this piece with you, in front of you, before you all start playing. So we get the right hand, left hand coordination kind of figured out. We're going to start with the left hand. Go ahead and play 3 Fs. Ready, begin. F, F, F. Good. Nicely done with all of your third finger. Now second measure, right hand, C,